Hello, everyone. I want to welcome all our viewers and listeners, our partners, our college and career advisors, our counselors, and especially the students and parents. We want to welcome you. We have Dr. Izar that's going to introduce himself, then I introduce myself.
Well, hello there, everyone. My name is Dr. James Izar, but everybody that knows me calls me Bird. So from this particular podcast forward forever, just call me Bird. I am the Associate Director of the Student Success Center, and I also work with the Bingo Bridge program. And I have a primary role to help students of color be successful in their academic journey.
Thank you, Dr. Izar. And my name is Luis Carrillo. I'm one of the clinical assistant professors here and for the Bengal Bridge program. I'm also one of the faculty mentors that will be connecting with the students and parents. So thank you for providing us the opportunity to share with you. Now, Dr. Izar and myself, we've been talking about just the motivation tank sometimes running on empty and how can we get back to that. And so what we're calling this podcast is, this is with Bengal Bridge, but this is your bridge to success, and we're going to have various talking points throughout the academic year and recommendations and advice to making sure that you are prepared, and when you come to campus, when you come to ISU, you're going to find success. So Dr. Izar, we've seen a lot going on with this whole COVID 19 situation, and it can be tough. I mean, I know we've shared with this conversation with a lot of students, but what's kind of some advice that you might give folks that maybe are running into a wall or their motivation tank is running on empty?
Yeah, I think that's a very timely topic, Luis. I think that, we've had some communication. The Bingo Bridge team has had some communication about this, and we're in a very unique situation with this current pandemic. And so emotions and energy and excitement, it's just everywhere, all off the chart, right? And so I've been thinking about some things and observing some students and interacting with some students and finding out some of the things that they are having concerns about. And so I came up with I thought were 5 tips to help, especially our Bingo Bridge students and just any other student that is thinking about, graduating from high school and going on to college and all the uncertainties that are associated with that particular move. And so I just, real quickly, if I could just maybe share like 5 of some of those motivational tips to help students kind of, have enough energy, have enough motivation to just take that next step. And what we know is that you take that first step, and as difficult as it might be, you're a little bit more motivated to take the other leg and take another step. And so hopefully these are some things that will help them. So the first tip is something that we seem to always have these conversations about, right? And so that is that we just want to make sure that everybody understands that history is on their side, right? Because this is not the first national or global pandemic that as a world we have encountered, right? And what we know is that if history has told us anything, is that this one will come and go, right? And we would be in a better place once that time comes for this to go, right? So we just have to encourage everybody to just trust in our past accomplishments and expect that for this one, because we know there's already some fantastic things that are happening. It's moving at the speed of light, but that's to be expected. It's 2021,
Mhm.
right? It's not 1918, right? So that's to be expected. So just trust that history is on your side. The second thing that seems to be really common is this enormous suitcase of pressure that's on students. And so I like to just say, cut yourself some slack and try to be flexible, right? So attending high school and even thinking about enrolling in higher education, it just presents a lot of uncertainties. Will this pandemic be over? Will I have my vaccination? Will I get sick when I go off to college? I mean, it's just so many things that have so many uncertainties that just can't be answered yes or no with confidence. So, what we try to tell everybody is that it's not unusual to be in that situation. But if you find yourself highly stressed, just cut yourself some slack and just know that, you know what, this was what I thought I was going to do, but I'm going to have to maybe come up with an option, and that there are people available, especially in the Bingo Bridge program, to help you come up with those additional options so that you can stay flexible.
And
Uh,
Bert, if we
yeah.
can unpack this, because I agree with you. I think that the students should realize that this year you have to extend grace to yourself and others. And Inside Higher Ed, reported recently that over 50% of high school students hadn't started the college process back in January. And so going to college is such a big decision. And I
Mhm.
think what's important for students to realize is that they're not alone. Obviously, these students have some amazing support at their high school, such as counselors and college and career advisors. And we want them to also understand that we're an extension of that. Bengal Bridge program is an extension of that. We are here to help you. It may seem intimidating to start this whole process, but we can take little steps every week towards that goal so it doesn't seem so intimidating, and
Absolutely.
hopefully motivates you gain that momentum and say, okay, all right, well, we're getting back on track here.
Absolutely. Very well said. Yeah, so the third tip is to develop a routine and commit to it. So we all know that doing something over and over again gets easier. We get more efficient at it. We get better at it, and sometimes we even start to like it, right? And so what we try to say is develop a daily routine, right? And it will make all the adjustments that need to be done from this point forward to not only enrolling in higher education, but graduating from higher education a whole lot easier. And what we know is that, once you develop those routines, they become action plans. And then those action plans turn into achievements. And in the Bingo Bridge program, we want every student to be successful. And so it's going to start with developing a routine and committing to it.
I love that you mentioned routine. There's this great book called Atomic Habits, and it really talks about developing a system of routine. Right? If you want to look at what an A student looks like, look at the routine, look at their habits, look at their behavior. Right? And so if you can start little, right? Maybe today I looked at the ISU webpage, right? That's one step closer towards you maybe applying. I looked at the major I want to go into, another step. So you're making it a daily routine or daily habit, and these little steps, can amount to enormous goals that you can accomplish. So I'm a big believer in developing a routine. That is definitely key. I love that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So the next tip, the fourth tip, is to learn as quick as you can to manage your time. Now we all know how critical time management is, but everybody does it different. Everybody has their own, like what we call flavor to how they do that. So I don't get hung up and just say, here's the formula, and you have to follow it this particular way. But you have to understand that you are the captain, you are in control of time now, and it's up to you to manage it. So when you become a college student, what we tell them is that now you could do what you want, when you want to do it, where you want to do it, how you do it, right? You are in control of all of that. Those K through 12 years when somebody was telling you when to get up, when to get to school, when to go to another class, when to go home, when to clean up, all that kind of, no, that's not going to happen no more, right? But just because that doesn't happen anymore, those things still need to be done. You still got to get up, right? You still got to take care of your class business and other responsibilities. So, managing your time, what we know is that students don't get so overwhelmed and they feel like, okay, I can't do this. There's not enough hours in the day to get everything done. And what we try to do is based upon how they look at things, develop a routine to help them so that they become the captain of their time and they have so much fun after that.
I love that. I love that time management is one of the things that we talk about because that can be one of those things that can be overwhelming, especially right now. But we know that that's one of the key to being successful, not just in college, but in life. And what I tell the students is like, this is time management is not necessarily like a destination. Like you don't arrive, oh, I got good time management skills. There's always going to be something good. It's how do you coordinate? If you're a project manager, how do you allocate resources? So these time management skills are very important. And it's part of the experience, right? I tell students going to college is not just about getting an education. It's also about you learning to be a responsible, independent individual, and
Absolutely.
time management is one of those major keys to success. So I definitely think that for our listeners, and maybe we have college and career advisors and counselors out there, like yes, time management is super important, and know that it might look. I love the fact that you provide that flexibility. It'll look different for different folks, and I think the silver lining of this whole COVID-19 situation is that we've kind of discovered different ways that students can still be successful in managing their time, right? We have classes in the fall that were synchronous or asynchronous, or some that were high flex. And so you have more of a variety of how students can obtain their education now. And that might be the silver lining of this whole COVID-19 situation, or one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's that before I go on to the last tip, real quick, I want to say that's why I like the Bingo Bridge program so much. And I'm just so fortunate to have the opportunity to be working with you all to kind of help you out as we go through this particular process. Because you look at each of these students as an individual. Yes, they're a Bingo Bridge cohort that's coming in. Yeah, there's all these informational things that we have to make sure that they get, right? But they get it in a way so that they can understand it and process it as an individual, and it matters to them. Once that happens, then they have a better connection to what it is that they need to do and how to utilize that information and make it of value. So that's one of the good things that the Bingo Bridge program does. And so with the drum roll, I don't even know if that's a drum, really. I don't know what that was. But the fifth tip is the importance of relationships to academic success. And so a lot of times we talk about relationships and a lot of times we talk about student success, right? But they're really connected. And students have to feel connected not only to the university environment, but they have to feel connected to professors. They have to feel connected to other Bingo Bridge students or just students at the university. They have to feel connected to other faculty members. They have to feel connected to other staff members. They have to feel connected to all the Bingo Bridge mentors, right? And so it's this relationship that needs to take place. And sometimes what we know is that students are a little hesitant to be open to those particular experiences and relationships, but it does matter in terms of their academic success. And so we are just encouraging students that, start from day one when you hit campus, develop these relationships because all of those different populations, we all have the same mission. and that is to make sure that any student who steps on campus is successful academically.
Well put, Dr. Izar, and I completely agree. And one of the things that I really enjoy about Bengal Bridge is the meaningful connections we get to make with students, and then also kind of introduce them to this whole network of support that's available to them. And I would say that the hidden, it's not in the brochure, but the hidden support system that students create through friendships. I had a student, I just learned from my students, like, I made my best friend at Bengal Bridge. And so now they have another person along their journey, motivating them, saying, you can do this, or kind of maybe modeling certain behaviors of success. Like, these are things that we should be doing. And they can kind of pull them out. If we, we're all going to run into situations where maybe we're running on empty. I can always talk to you, Dr. Izar, and I get inspired and motivated. The students kind of form those relationships early on in Bengal Bridge. And so if they're running into issues, it's really cool for these students that I saw in this last summer, reach out to each other and support each other, not just through the first semester of their full-time semester of college, but even through this whole pandemic. And that's, I would say, again, it's not in the brochure. We talk about friendship, but you get to create your own support system as you come and the earlier you do it, the better. So, dedicating your summer to start developing that support system is huge. And then in the fall, now you have a network of support system, making sure that you're going to be successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, awesome. I want to thank everyone for your valuable time. Hopefully you took a lot from this conversation. I definitely want to share with you all an opportunity to reach out to us via email. You can get a hold of us at bengalbridge@isu.edu. You can also call us at 208-282-3662. Once again, that information is available. You can visit us on our website, isu.edu/Bengal Bridge, and it should take you to our page. We have some great information. We've revamped our website so it's user friendly. You have access to all kinds of information. But if you want to schedule a presentation, or if you want to have a faculty mentor talk to a student, or talk to parents, if you're a parent and if you have some additional questions, please do not hesitate to give us a call. And we thank you for your time.
And just if I could real quick, we also have a presence on social media. So if you don't by chance remember any of that, go to your social media tools and just put in Bingo Bridge and you should find us.
Awesome. Well, until next week, folks, we're excited to start this journey. Next week, we'll have Professor Mufid kind of talk about how to be successful in math. We happen to know sometimes students are, oh, I'm nervous about math. So he has some great advice on how to help students be successful in math courses. Until then, thank you, and we will see you then.
Great talking with you, Luis. Talk to you later.
Sounds good. Thank you.